So is your 401k all it's cracked up to be? I'm here to tell you that there might be some disadvantages that you've never heard of or never even considered regarding your 401k, right? So I'm here with my friend Andy. He's got a little quote in the background here, and I find this to be pretty true, right? That a lot of people, they have a 401k, maybe they are using it. I read a recent study that only about 40% of the companies in the United States offer 401k plans, and of those, only about half the people working participate in their 401k, which seems crazy to me, right? That so I don't know what the math would be on that, right? A quarter of the U.S. population, only a quarter or something like that, is participating in retirement plans at their work. And then a lot of those people don't even know how that plan works, right? What the 401k is, what do all those numbers mean? How does the money get taken out of the paycheck? What is it doing, right? How is it taxed? That's a huge issue, right? I always like to concentrate on at least that part, right? There are huge advantages to a 401k. Number one, it's convenient, it's easy, it's at your work. You get to participate in it. They can take it right from your paycheck, right? So a lot of people where they might go spend that money, it gets put in their retirement account, right? And so they're kind of forced to save. You can get a match, right? I always tell people, take the free money. If your company is going to offer a match, take that free money, right? Put an amount in so that at least you get some of their money, some of the match. One of the disadvantages, the huge disadvantages that a lot of people don't realize is how that account will be taxed, right? So you don't pay any tax upfront going into that account, right? You want to put in $100 into that account, $100 goes right in. You don't have to pay any tax on it because it's called a tax deferred account, right? All 401ks, pre-tax, 403b, 457, TSP, right? There are lots of names. They're all exactly the same. No difference except for the numbers or the letters, right? But they're all taxed exactly the same. You don't pay any tax up front. So what that means is on the back end, when you go to pull that money out, you're going to pay tax, not only on the amount you put in, let's say that $100, but all the interest that account earned, right? I always like to say it's like not paying any tax on the seed and then having to pay tax later on the whole entire tree, right? Government does this for a reason and on purpose, right? They'd much rather give you a tax break on the little seed and then have you pay tax later once that account has grown on the whole tree, right? They get a lot more that way. Another way that I always like to put this maybe into like an analogy or is like taking a loan, right? Let's say you have an uncle, your Uncle Sam. He's so nice to you, he wants to give you a loan, right? You need some money, he gives you a loan. And then you ask him how much interest you owe him on that loan, right? Or how much you will owe him. And he says, you know what? I'm not quite sure how much money I'll need in the future. And so I don't know how much interest I'm going to charge you yet. But when I know what my needs are, I'll let you know. And you can then pay me that interest back, right? I don't think, I know I wouldn't be very comfortable with that. I don't think any of you would be very comfortable with a loan situation like that, with that unknown, right? Not knowing how much interest you could be paying in the future. That's exactly what happens when you take a deduction from the IRS, right? When you decide to put away money pre-tax, the government says you can get a tax deduction on that money now, and later on you'll pay us the tax. We just don't know what that tax rate will be, right? It's changed in the past. It just changed 2017. More than likely 10, 15 years down the road, it's going to change again. And we'll tell you then what rate you have to pay, and you can pay it then, right? So again, it doesn't make me feel comfortable, but that's one of the big disadvantages and why your 401k might not be all it's cracked up to be. Not saying it's bad and shouldn't be utilized, but you want to be aware of the other side or the disadvantages as well.